and welcome to Opinions Mostly Podcast. I'm your host, Nicholas, the Shark Herbs, sitting right directly across from me, the one and only Joe, Special Teams Smallery. Woo-hoo!
Oh, man.
How you feeling, Joe?
Tough crowd, man. Let me tell you.
Tough crowd, huh? Well, it's a crowd of two yet again because we're about to fire Aaron for not showing up for the second time.
Hey, this guy stinks. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Get him out of here.
It's because he's a Raiders fan. He's fucking lost, and like even though they won, he's still like lost. He's like, oh, I'm just a fucking Raiders fan.
They are still celebrating and smoking cigars from last week's game.
That's probably why he's allegedly puking and shitting himself.
Allegedly. It's all hearsay.
I don't believe it. This is like 3 weeks in a row. I'm fucking sick of it. No. And COVID's real too, isn't it? No. Jesus. All right.
Dr. Pfizer with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, Dr. Pfizer. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys got just Joe and I. So hopefully
the gruesome twosome, baby.
Honestly, it's back to like the OG days, like the days when we would just get drunk and like talk about shit. Like we wouldn't even talk, like we talk football, like we would just talk about the most random shit that didn't make sense. Strong opinions, more cursing.
Did you see that meter that came over Kansas last night?
Yeah, no, not Kansas, Kentucky.
Kentucky? Yeah, that was weird, dude.
Yeah.
That was unplanned.
Well, it's the end of the world.
We got another Roswell 2.0 going on here. I mean,
shit. That's
or is it a weather, or is it a Chinese weather balloon?
Area 51 is just a portal to a different world. Everyone knows it.
Yep.
All right. I would start this podcast episode off with giving the Raiders fans their flowers, as Joe would say. But since there is no Raider fan that actually shows up, just like his team, it's like hit or miss. like you know, do you want to be here this today or not? I guess we'll just skip right over that fucking bullshit. Who cares? They got an easy win. They got a lucky win, I should say. I mean, easy and lucky. Let's just give them both.
The Giants are one of the worst teams in the league. That team
exactly.
Toast. They are done
Exactly.
But so they have the Jets next week. So with how much they crumbled against the Chargers, I can see the Raiders potentially win. And it's at home in Vegas.
No, absolutely not.
You don't think so? Okay.
No, it's hit or miss, just like Aaron. I'm just going to keep saying that because he's gone, and it's the Raiders. I don't give a shit. I hate the Raiders.
Raiders.
Right. See, if I was like, if I wasn't born into a Packer lifestyle because of my dad, I would probably be a Niners fan.
I'm about to say you're gonna be a Niners fan, no questions asked.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a fucking Raiders.
You fan. And the rest of northern fucking California, essentially, right?
Yeah, like exactly where we grew up.
And then you have these specific individuals that just don't meet the criteria to be a true football fan, so they go be Raider fans, right?
Well, yeah, exactly. We're all from the same area, but they were like kind of like the poor kids, is what you'd say.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. There's the two sides of that track. It's like the Chick-fil-A, the Popeyes, right? It's the Niners and the Raiders fans, right?
Yeah, the ones that grew up on the wrong side of the railroad tracks. You know, the ones that did.
It's like the Homer Simpson memes. Like, come on, we got to swim to San Francisco. No, that's too expensive. We got to swim to Oakland. It's cheaper in Oakland.
Exactly.
Oh man!
All right, let's move on. No one cares. Good for the Raiders.
I kind of want to stay there. Like, I'm just kidding.
It's the start of it could be the start of something good for them. We'll see what happens. That's all I gotta say about that. Okay. Anyways, let's talk about what I really want to talk about, and I'm glad that at least you showed up for this podcast because go Pack, go baby! Let's fucking go right here. Let's go.
Can I go first if you don't mind?
20-3. I know what you're gonna say. You make guess what we heard into a game.
I was gonna say two things. Number one, well, now that I got up close look at the Packers, yeah, you can see they're a very young team because of all the mistakes they make and
obviously
all the penalties. I mean, 21-3, it should have been like 33-3, to be honest with you. I mean, all those penalties you got on fourth and 1 with the tush push and offsides and shit. Mental errors, man. I mean, wow. And then you know what? I mean, I was watching the game, obviously, and I was seeing, you know, national media is ripping on Jordan Love and stuff like that. I've been in the mindset of, look, the brother needs some time. Youngest team in the league. First year, I understand he's been in the system for 3 years, but there's a difference between practice and being in the game. Take it from a former high school athlete myself.
You got a pro over here.
I could make my free throws, no question, practice. When it came to the game, oh my god, I am shaking.
You were the man.
But also the Packer receivers aren't doing Jordan Love any fucking help either. They're dropping balls. The overrunning the route.
I mean, you said it, young team, inexperienced. That's all. But keep going.
And yeah, you want me to give you your flowers? Understand that? No,
I hate that saying. You gotta stop with that.
Aaron Jones finally healthy. The run game was looking semi decent. So I think Packers just need time, dude. I mean, they're making all these bonehead mistakes. The Steelers will be a tough task for sure. I'll be honest with you. I think the Steelers might win on the road, but all these penalties, receivers not being in sync with Jordan Love. Love missed a couple of reads. That's, we'll give that, that's part of the process. But yeah, I think people are selling the Packers too far. I think they just need more time to gel and mesh together.
I agree, and that's what I was saying the whole time. That was like the coaching comes a long way with that.
Coaching too,
yeah. Coaching it up and coaching Jordan Love and actually having him grow as a player instead of just wishing that he's
I look
Favre
I know, right? Also, I don't pay attention to those fumbles because it was raining. It was wet as fuck.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations on beating a team with a third-string quarterback that is no longer on the team, and we had to go get Carson freaking Wentz. All right, I just want to throw that out there. Good job on beating a third-string.
And you know what? And you know what I want to say about that too is your coach, stupid. What's his face, McVay. Should have fucking went and got Carson Wentz the first fucking time, for this game. I don't know why you guys put your eggs in a third string basket.
I agree. I don't know either why.
Also, here's the thing. I don't want to say oh yeah, that's why they got 3.5 points. Cooper Kupp and Pukanuka Mukchikuka. He came back.
They had a groove going. They had a flow going.
That's what I'm saying. He still had options. He has some of the best one of the best wide receivers.
Oh, I know. He's just holding on to the ball. He was just holding on to the ball too long. Maybe Sean McVay just want to take a flyer on this guy. I don't know. Personally, to be honest with you, and to be honest to our faithful viewer, Randall, Stetson Bennett's supposed to be our number 2, and he has been AWOL. He's been on the non-injury list because of some personal shit going on, and credit to the Rams, they're keeping it in house. They're not telling what's going on. But then a week before the Packers played, or week before we played y'all, he said, "Oh yeah, I had a phone call with him. He's doing good. By the way, don't expect him to be back by the end of the year." It's oh my, I don't know what the hell's going on with this guy, but he should have been a true backup. Maybe the game would have been a little closer if he was playing, but who knows?
All I know is that we beat your ass again. Okay, let's add it to the stats. Let's just add it to the stats.
50 and 47 and 1.
Here's something else I want to point out. Okay, sacks allowed. We allowed 4 sacks. Okay, You allowed 1. Okay, we had 8 penalties for 57 yards. You had 5 penalties for 36 yards. We lost 2 fumbles. You lost 1. We threw 0 interceptions. You threw 1. That's 2 turnovers on each side.
There you go. Yep.
After all was said and done, it was only 30-3 or 20-3 game. Excuse me.
Oh yeah, Aaron Donald had his highlights. It was great. We had a couple goal line stops. I was kind of surprised by that.
But what that says to me is that all those people defenses win championships. No, they don't. You dumb motherfucker. They don't win shit. It depends on the situation, but they don't. They don't. Let's be honest.
Really? Because I think Aaron Donald won us the championship 3 years ago when he got the sack on 4th and 3 on.
You're missing the point. The season. It's still gonna. I know it's a big thing.
It's a team sport. It's a team sport. It's a team sport.
But that's a big thing in the NFL right now. Is that defenses are back in the 60s. It's defenses win championships. They
back then, because of how physical it was and how the rules weren't against them. Receivers would never come across the middle in the 60s and the 70s. No.
And that's what people are trying to say now. They're trying to get back to that mentality, which is totally wrong. And if you look at stats, it's no, that's not actually how that works. They can dream it all they want to, but that's not how it works.
I think I'm with you on this. It's defensive situational awareness. It's 3rd and 4. Can you get the stop? And if they decide to go for it on 4th and 1, can you get the double stop? Situational defense. Let's rephrase it this way, Nick. In this modern day age of football, defense doesn't win championships. Situational awareness defense wins championships. How about that?
That's beautiful. Look at that.
Unless you're Unless you're John Harbaugh in Michigan and you steal all the fucking calls in college football, but we're not going to get all that right now.
Hey, I mean, you never know. Anything's possible.
Hey, Bakhtiari, ETA, or is he just sitting out and chilling the whole season?
At this point, we should just let him sit out.
Just say fuck it, right?
Yeah. I mean, we have nothing really to play for.
To be honest with you, if I were the Packers, I would entertain trading him in the offseason, maybe get a 3rd or 4th round draft pick,
Yeah, I hate hearing that, but yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
But I do know the offensive linemen are hard to come by. I mean, just ask the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah, but he's also getting old, like you said, and he's hurt.
Trade him to the Jets. Send another second.
I mean, they definitely take him. They definitely would take him. All right. I want to know, because you already know how I feel about this situation. How much do you believe the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl?
Ravens, I mean, they've been turning it up. I mean, I think the loss to Pittsburgh was definitely an alarming loss. What they lost, like 10-15 or 10-20
on the road. Though.
We can call it a fluke. Absolutely. Well, I mean, the Ravens, I mean, now they got Lamar doing a little bit of this, little this, little that.
Okay.
They lost both their running backs, but yet they still find people to fill into position to enforce the run game. Gus Edwards scored a touchdown, had over 95
Scored 2. I think he scored 2, didn't he?
Yeah, I had him on fantasy. I was like, damn. And they're able to get at on both sides of the ball. They're looking good so far. I mean, remind me, Nick, I mean, the last couple of years, the Ravens' issue was keeping Lamar healthy, right? And they always do good, but then they falter off. But I think now that he's the billion-dollar man, they're not going to be running him as much like he used to. So I think
tapering him back a little bit.
Situational offensive run packages with him. Ravens are looking good though. Give them credit. They're looking strong right now. If you're to ask me for a tier list in AFC, I think I'd have the number 1, no question. Maybe the Bengals right behind them on their fucking feet. I mean, what's your?
The Bengals are who we should be talking about. They have the biggest.
They're finally coming on. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, it just took them a while, and everyone's like, because Joe Burrow's ankle or whatever. Now it's like healthy.
But the Ravens are just coming on strong, man. They're looking like the late teens Rams, like the 2017, 2018 Rams, where they just dominate all facets of.
Oh God, here we go. No.
I'm just saying they have playmakers on both sides of the ball, and they just dominate, and they're just doing everything, doing whatever the fuck they want to do. So give them
way to relate it to yourself. That's great.
I'm just saying that's the most recent thing that's the most recent team I can think of. The Rams, they're able to run the ball, pass the ball, play defense, get stops. That's what
I've always liked the Ravens. Don't get me wrong. Like as a team, but I just don't like running quarterbacks. Like quarterbacks that run more than they like throw. It always got under my skin. But like you just said, they've changed that game plan, and now Lamar is actually throwing just as much, if not more, than he runs, which is a huge deal for me as a quarterback. And I get everyone, like the Michael Vicks back in the day, like just running.
Steve Young, or no, not Steve Young.
Steve Young was. He was white. He didn't run.
He was a pocket passer.
But so like that always bothered me that like it's a quarterback. You're supposed to be throwing the ball. And I think that's just like an old, me growing up. It was like, I don't like my dad would always be like, oh, Michael Vick's running the ball way too much. I'd be like, yeah, fuck that guy. And then it's like,
yeah.
He's not playing quarterback.
That guy's a cheat code man.
I know. That's my point. It's like it just kind of ruins the game for everybody else. It's like, oh wait, they should make a rule against that. Because everyone that's going like, I'm not being serious. I'm not being. I said it's I'm being sarcastic.
You guys are just used to the prototypical pocket quarterback instead of the dual threat one.
Exactly.
I got you.
And I'm just being like cynical. I guess I'm being cynical.
Well, I think early in their years they use them more, like Jalen Hurts and Lamar did. Now that they get older, now that they're paying them the big bucks, excuse me,
they got to save them.
They got to save them. They got to preserve them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Keep them healthy. I mean, it's great that Aaron Rodgers has some wheels, but you don't see him using it every fucking, like the last couple of years of the Packers. Like, he would always have that one play where the play breaks down and then he just scrambles for, 20 yards,
Yeah.
So, I think that at this point, that's what they're treating Lamar to do. Jalen Hurts, for sure, they're doing that. I remember watching him when he played the Rams. He had to scramble a couple of times because the play got broken down, and he was smart and he slid instead of trying to reach out and get that extra down. I think Lamar's been learning that as well. You can run, that's fine, but you got to recognize when to get down, and I think that's the most important thing with these running quarterbacks.
See, I think that Jalen's a better passer than
Lamar. I'll buy that.
Yeah, Lamar is.
I'll buy that.
He just looks better, like mechanically. But if I had to pick one, I would root for Lamar.
I'd probably take Lamar too, because Jalen just has a better team all around.
Exactly. Yeah.
But Lamar and the offense is just outperforming expectations. So I'll agree with you on that. No questions asked.
Yeah. I like that.
You know which running quarterback I'm going to take though? Justin Fields, baby. No.
Okay. Well, he might actually play again after 4 weeks out this week.
Allegedly.
So let's hope he does. He's on my fantasy team. Actually, I don't hope he does because I'll probably put him in and he'll still be hurt and then have to get out halfway through the game.
Throw 3 interceptions.
Speaking of quarterbacks, we got 2 to talk about before this episode ends, and let's discuss the original. Well, how do I phrase this? The starter for Arizona after Kyler Murray got hurt, that got transferred. I was like,
Watch yourself.
They got. Sorry, I'm thinking about work too much. They transferred to a different department.
Okay.
No, over to the one and only second worst team in the league, in my opinion, the Minnesota Vikings. So he comes out of nowhere and he just decides, well, first of all, what's his face got hurt. I mean, Kirk got hurt, obviously, but then their second string.
Whoever that is, it's some guy out of BYU. That's all I know.
Oh God, I know his name.
He was throwing quarterback. He was throwing touchdowns to Puka Nacua last year at BYU.
Anyways, and then Dobbs comes in and finishes the job. Dobbs and job. That's a tough one. That's not fun.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
How long is this celebration gonna last?
Till the end of the year.
It ain't even gonna last that long.
Look, I mean, here's the thing: the Vikings went on a roll, right? And now they have the same record as the Niners. I don't know if you knew that. Check it. Facts entirely. # facts entirely.
Hashtag.
He might be one of the best backups in the league. Jacoby Brissett comes to mind. Gardner Minshew comes to mind. What's his name out of Dallas that went on that 3 or 4 game winning streak last year when Dak went down? He comes to mind as well. But I'm looking ahead to the Vikings schedule here. I mean, the Vikings are playing the Broncos this weekend.
Jaren Hall for the Vikings.
Jaren Hall, there you go.
Anyway, sorry.
I mean, Josh Dobbs, he's figuring it out. He's a hybrid quarterback, like we were talking about with the running and the passing. And, Vikings, even without Justin Jeff, they still got some weapons on offense. And their defense is still pretty decent. So, I mean, there's a chance that, they can make a run for a potential wild card. Especially in the NFC with how depleted.
I think this is all just hype. I mean, this is week 1 that he's been on this team, and it's just so happens fate puts him in the game.
There's an average team, Atlanta too, so that's fair.
No, Atlanta's a sneaky good team. They're not average. They're above average, slightly above average.
Yeah. So they're in that realm of I'll take that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what I'm saying is he just got lucky. I don't think this is gonna last very long. I mean. He doesn't know. He knows 6 plays. They're okay, just go do these.
Are you referring to the Baker Mayfield game last year against the Raiders, where he just got lucky and pulled out that win?
Yes,
exactly. Recomparing that situation.
Exactly.
Well, my take is I think Dobbs. I think there's a chance that Dobbs can lead to the Vikings to a wild card seed. I think so. Jefferson will be back within the next 2 weeks. I think. Like I said, they got offense and weapons still. Defense is formidable.
I'm going to interrupt you there real quick, though. You're arguing the same point that I was arguing about the Rams. Yeah, well, we got Cooper Kupp back, and he's got fucking Puka Uka, and he's got fucking Tutu Atwell. Still can't do anything.
Rams might. Let's see. Well, yeah.
I'm just saying because
I think the Vikings have
just because Justin Jefferson comes back doesn't mean shit, in my opinion.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, the Vikings still have other people that can make plays, then win out the game. And they're playing the Broncos this week. I know it's on the road at Mile High. I'm trying to get some autographs for Scott here, but I know what hotel they're staying at. I know what time they.
Why didn't you get me autographs when the Packers were there? What the fuck?
I just forgot.
I forgot. Fuck you. Such
I
an
was busy.
asshole.
I think I was playing Call of Duty or something. That's just kidding. I just
Such
forgot.
an asshole.
I think there's a chance. I legitimately think there's a chance with Minnesota. Um, I'm
Yeah,
just
right.
sorry. I'm sorry to go against your will, but I think there's a
That's
chance with
fine.
Minnesota.
I think if we went back and rewound all the tapes, you would see I'm accurate in my
You're
predictions
close.
more than you are. More than you are.
You're close.
No, I'm definitely more accurate than you.
Close. Get kudos to the
No,
backup though.
it's not even a question. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk a little bit about Titans football. So it was announced today, I think this morning, that Willie, I like to call him Levi because it's like Levi jeans, but it's
Yeah,
Levis.
I love it. No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
Willie Levi came up. No, Will Levis got the starting job over Tannehill, even though Tannehill's hurt and everything. He's gonna be the starting quarterback. So I know Titans fans here are insanely happy about this. I mean, they're like raging it in the streets. They fucking love the fact that he's going to be their new quarterback because for the last like year and a half, they've been talking about how shitty Tannehill is.
Yep.
So what do we do with Tannehill is the question.
Two things. Number one, the Vikings are on a bye this week. I have to correct myself here. They play the Broncos next week. So my apologies to
Same thing.
our loyal fans. Well,
Same
I mean,
thing.
that just gives another week for
No,
Dobbins to learn. Anyway,
it doesn't matter. And
Titans
Dobbs,
against the Bucks.
not
Dobbs, yeah, thank you. Titans against the Bucks. I mean, I'm looking at the game as a definitely win game. I think right now you got to roll with Will Levis, right? Tannehill has shown what his ceiling is, and I think he's
Yes.
definitely Levis. Thank you, Will Levi. I think Tannehill peaked, the year he took over for Marcus Mariota, and then the year after, right? I think now he's kind of, he's 34 now.
Yeah,
34 or 32, but he's kind of just on that downhill part of his career. I think now with the Titans, you got to throw Will Levis in and just figure out what's going on with him because he is having. I don't want to say he's a good quarterback right now, but he's having a lot of flashes.
Well, like I said, he's already named, so it's not like a question whether he's going to start every game and
going forward.
What's the word? Yeah, perpetually or whatever. Yeah. So he's going to, and that's why people are stoked about it because nobody likes Tannehill, and it sucks because Tannehill's just getting old and like washed up. And he when D Hop came over, it was like, oh, this is gonna like cure all of his issues, and it didn't.
No.
So then you put in like a young stud from Kentucky, which is even better for everyone here in Tennessee. They're like, oh yeah, it's almost a local boy.
Close enough, right? Close enough, right?
Yeah. So they're loving it, and I just feel bad for Tannehill. I hate whenever like people get replaced like that. What was it? I was watching your stupid show, your favorite guy,
McAfee.
Yeah, and yesterday or 2 days ago or something like that, and they were talking about putting the heat on Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick.
And they're like, all right, well, is he gonna like is
it's not
gonna,
what
is he gonna he's like, is he gonna turn on the burner and do what Belichick did to everybody else and be like, hey, you're gonna get fired or you can retire. It's your choice.
I think there's a lot of questions that go into that, especially when the front office leaked that Belichick signed an extension through the next 3 to 4 years. I think that's all hearsay and just speculation. But I hear what you're saying, though. I think with Tannehill, I don't know what his contract situation is, but I think the Titans will be able to find a team. I don't know, the Jets they can trade into to be a backup. Maybe even Miami. Maybe
Miami is a backup. Fuck.
Back
to Miami again.
Back to new regime, so different time around. I think he's serviceable as a backup for sure, but at this point he gets too injured as a starter.
He can go to the Niners.
Well, no, I think they're gonna retain Sam Darnold, to be honest with you. I know he's on a 1-year deal, but I think they're gonna find a way to keep him next year.
It'd be smarter if they took Tannehill though. Tannehill's 35 and he signed a 4-year, $118 million contract with the Tennessee Titans, including a $20 million signing bonus.
That was like 2 years ago, though, right?
In 2003, here in a base salary 27, salary cap and a debt. This doesn't tell me shit that I need to know. Let's see when he signed it. Signing $5 million. No, he still got till 2025, according to this article.
Okay. Well, I think what they might do is they can probably just hold on to him and make him the backup. And then once the dead cap money becomes low enough, maybe they can just cut him or trade him.
Yeah, just get rid of him.
Yeah, I mean that's what the Giants that's what the Giants are gonna be doing with Daniel Jones. They're gonna hold on to him next year, but they're gonna probably draft a quarterback high in the draft or try to obtain a quarterback high in the draft this year. Deal with Daniel Jones, kind of like when Kaepernick, or excuse me, when Garoppolo was there and Trey Lance, in the Niners. Yeah, so we'll see. But someone's going to sign him. I mean, shit, the Rams were desperate enough to sign Carson Wentz, so someone will pick him up next year if he's available.
That's fair. All right. So the greatest thing happened last week for fantasy football for me. Who was it? Someone had a bye, and I was like, shit, I got to pick up a quarterback. Who am I going to pick up? One of the only people available was CJ Stroud.
Oh, man.
My God. Oh, it's like the fantasy gods just
looking down on you.
Yeah, they're just fucking like, yes, this one's for you, Nick. So, as you all know, my guy over here threw 5 fucking touchdowns, 470 yards, completed 30 out of 42
rookie
attempts.
Record too for yards,
bro. He's the rookie of the year. I mean,
oh
yeah, he's rookie of the year. Come on.
I think Puka Nacua might have something.
No, he's not a quarterback though. He's rookie
I know
of the year.
It's a quarterback league. I understand.
He's rookie of the year. So he's already got 2,270 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 1 interception. 14 touchdowns, 1 interception.
We were just talking about this a couple of weeks ago, like most consecutive passes for a rookie without an interception.
And I am a believer.
I think he's turned everyone into a believer. We definitely know who won that draft. That's for sure. He's on the up and come up, dude.
Yeah, fucking
good for them. I mean,
yeah.
I talked about it a couple of weeks ago how the Panthers, the front office and the coaching staff was all down to take CJ Stroud, but ownership allegedly wanted to take Bryce Young, so they had to go with that. And well, we're seeing who's winning that one for sure.
God, that's got to feel so good to be like, yeah, who's laughing now, bitch?
Oh, I mean, well, I think if you're like Frank Wright and the coaching staff with the Panthers, you're like looking at yourselves. You're in the meeting room, in the quiet room, like, our owner's a fucking idiot. I mean,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
How fucked up is that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Hindsight 2020, though, of course, but yeah, good for him, man. Yeah. Fans in Houston need something to root for after Deshaun leaving town abruptly.
I'm gonna say it's giving Deshaun Watson vibes, except better right now. And hopefully he does not have any massage issues.
Yeah, I mean the internal therapists that are all
Jesus.
Cameras are on them.
Yeah, Davis Mills, his first in 2021 starter as the Houston Texans for the whole entire season through 2,664 yards. Okay. Put that in.
That's right.
16 touchdowns and 10 interceptions.
Stroud's figuring it out.
Already, first year.
It's
amazing.
I think I know the answer, but I don't think we're going to be buying stock into the Texans sneaking into the wild card this year, right? I don't think so.
I don't know. It's close. They're 4-4, but they're second in the AFC. So second, right? Yeah.
Okay.
Second.
It's possible, but the AFC is just fucking stacked. So who knows? But good for them, man.
That's awesome. Second in the AFC South, 4-4. I mean, that's not bad at all.
Houston Texans will be another team to reckon with in Texas, outside the Dallas Cowboys. So thank God.
They need a run game now. Is what they really need. So
that'll be next year's draft.
Yeah. That's gonna
1 year at a time, baby. Hey, they got their star wide receiver, right? They got Robert Woods. All right, just want to throw that out there.
Robbie Woods, your boy.
Robbie Woods. Yeah, exactly.
You probably still got a jersey. No, just kidding.
No.
All right. So obviously, coming into week 10 in the NFL, we're more than halfway through this season. There's not a lot to say for our teams. like let's be honest.
We're goners, yeah.
yeah. We're just waiting for next year. But excuse me. Hold on. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Jesus, unbelievable.
It's a lot.
What flavor wings do we get?
Well, we tried something new because we never had the Thai curry and the garlic Parmesan or Parmesan garlic.
Garlic Parmesan is a staple. I get it every fucking time. I love it so much. It's not hot, but it just tastes good, dude.
Yeah. It was good. It was better than the Thai curry. I don't recommend Thai curry unless you want curry flavored wings.
Yeah, no. Get that out of here, dog.
That's actually what I tasted. So, yummy.
Gar Parmesan all day, though, brother. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's some good shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The most expensive ticket on the market is the New York Las Vegas Raiders game. Okay. Tickets at $183. That's surprising. Okay. That's crazy. But I guess it is in Vegas. So what do you expect? The lowest price tickets, if you could guess, would be Arizona and Atlanta over there in AZ.
Yeah.
$16. So you got a $16 ticket or $183
Oh my goodness.
ticket.
Okay.
Fucking amazing.
Good Lord.
All right. So back to what we were saying. Who do you have confidence in? Who do you think might go all the way?
Well, I'm gonna pick 3 teams from both conferences, if you don't mind.
That sounds great.
No, thank you. That's good. I think in the AFC, like we talked about, the Ravens, the Bengals, and then I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, of course. Defending Super Bowl champions. Pretty standard if you think about it. Yeah, I know. Yada yada. I think the surprise team would be the Jaguars. I can probably knock one of those teams off, though. That'd be interesting to see. I am done with the Bills. I am done with the Dolphins.
I hate to hear you say that, but okay.
I mean, yeah, I think the Dolphins are pretenders, for sure.
Oh my God!
Next year they'll be better. I think next year they'll be right there, but this year I think they just need that extra EXP. No questions asked. NFC, obviously we got the Eagles. I'll take the Detroit Lions, and then I can't believe I'm saying this. I think the Dallas Cowboys are probably that team. Yeah. Unfortunately,
you must be smoking crack, bro. Yeah, show me your crack pipe. Show me your crack pipe. What kind of crack pipe you got? Yeah, that's what I thought. Holy fuck, dude, you're insane.
I'm not buying. Insane. I think the Niners. I think there's some more questions.
Tumble and crumble.
I think there's some more questions that need to be answered. And then just watching the Dallas Cowboys play against the Eagles last week. I mean, they were right there with them on the road. A couple of self-implemented mistakes. Dak taking that sack. Mike McCarthy clock management. Tell me if you've heard that story before.
I know that story like the back of my hand. Yeah.
Eagles, of course, are just there, man. So I think I'm going to go with those. Okay. As much as I hate to pick the Cowboys, I was thinking the Niners, but I think they got some questions. No questions. I understand they got Chase Young, but Nick Bosa hasn't been performing at all after signing that fat fucking contract and holding out all the preseason and all the workouts and shit, training camp. Injury questions. I think there's some Brock Purdy questions when he's under pressure and duress with players and key pieces going out of the game. Is he enough to overcome losing player? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Dak is more capable of overcoming making game playing decisions than Brock Purdy is with missing pieces.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's also got more experience, so yeah, he should.
We just shit on the Cowboys and Dak all the time, though. But I agree with you on that. He has that experience. He should be. But I think right now, that's why I'm saying. I think that's why I can make the argument. I would take the Cowboys right now compared to the Niners, based off maybe that particular,
Yeah, but the thing with the Cowboys is like when they get behind, and they just don't ever come back. Like when they start to lose, it's like downhill.
That's fair.
They either start out strong and keep in the contention, keep contending, or else they just crumble.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Niners. Like they have to play the game when they're ahead instead of behind. And the Cowboys are the same situation. They have to play the game to be ahead and not be behind and fight and to get back into the game. Yeah. There's this crazy stat where Kyle Shanahan is like 3-40 or something like that when his team is down by 3 points going into the fourth quarter.
That's 40?
Yeah. Like he loses every game he's behind by 3 points or more going into the fourth. But he's had all these dominating teams that it covers up for that deficiency. But I think there's legitimate questions to be asked about Kyle Shanahan sometimes. Remember he was the offense coordinator, the Falcons, when they lost 28-3? They were up 28-3 and lost to the Patriots. So
yeah, right.
Just saying, man. I mean, I think that's
fair. Mm-hmm. That's valid. Okay, well, I'll talk about my AFC picks. I'm still going with the Dolphins. Obviously, I full-heartedly believe in them as long as they stay healthy.
As long as Tua doesn't fumble the ball on fourth down, I got you.
They're almost like the equivalent. They're the equivalent to the Dallas Cowboys. Everything you just said, I would say the same thing. They're
All
just
right,
almost
I'll
the
give you
same
that.
team. They're
That
almost the
is
same
fair.
team.
That's very fair.
Baltimore Ravens, unfortunately, yes, okay, but not unfortunately. I just, whatever. It's whatever. Good for them. And then Kansas City, yeah, those a wash. And if I'm picking a sneaky team that like will get wild card, will be Jacksonville Jaguars. Though, like if there's a wild card
What about your
opportunity
boy Joey Burrow?
for any four of those teams, now I don't believe in those Bengals at all.
Really?
No, fuck no. I can't stand the Bengals anymore. Every time I bet on them, I lose. So like, fuck them.
Well, stop betting on them. All right, pick a new fucking team.
Yeah, well, I would try to, but every time I pick a team, they win. What am I supposed to do?
Fair.
Yeah, I'm done with the Bengals. They're a wash. Joe Mixon is like hit or miss, and that just gets the whole team all riled up. And Jamar Chase has, drama. It's not very healthy. And yeah, it's getting better, but whatever. All right, NFC. Let's talk Philadelphia Eagles, of course. I think it goes without saying. I will take the Niners though over them, and I think you made a valid argument for the Cowboys instead of picking the Lions.
Like I said, I hated it. Well, the Lions just haven't been there yet. They need that experience in the playoffs and being in those contentious environments on the road.
Yeah,
I know
their defense is not as strong either. So
yeah, that's good. I think they're like average, right, for the most part.
They're average, yeah, but
they got some players.
Yeah,
they got some players. They're not stacked though. Not like the Rams. Not kidding.
Oh yeah, the good old Rams. How many points did the Rams give up this year? 204.
Really? No,
no, there is. That's 204. No, the Lions have given up 165.
Well, Aaron Donald can't sack everyone. All right. No.
Exactly. That's the only person you have on your defense. The Packers have 159. God damn, points against. That's so much better than your
strength of schedule. Strength of schedule, please. If we can look that up, please. All right.
I'm gonna put you in an armbar and fucking. All right. Anyways,
schedule, please.
Yeah, I don't know. I think there's still time for the Niners. I mean, obviously they got what it takes.
I agree. They got the pieces. Everyone just needs to get healthy. They need to get back to the way they were playing. Obviously, Debo needs to get healthy. Trent Williams needs to get healthy. And I think Nick Bosa just needs to turn it on. Of course, acquiring Chase Young's great. How healthy he stays, because health's been an issue for him. But yeah, I mean, I agree with you, man. The Niners are right there. I think just Purdy needs to experience those tight situations, kind of. Well, and he kind of showed that against Cleveland. He was able to march the team down the field. They just missed a field goal. That's not his fucking fault.
I know that like teams, I'm sure coaches tell their teams all the time, don't listen to the media and don't pay attention to the media and all that stuff.
Yeah, no question. But even though they have ESPN playing in the locker room,
like
cafeteria,
right it's like we don't pay attention to the media. It's like ESPN. I think that's a big factor too for like some of these young guys. It's like throws them off their game because they can't help but like pick up their phone. Like
pops up about them. They want to see their mentions. They want to see their mentions on Twitter.
Like, yep. Oh God. And then like it just like
totally agree.
Them up. Yeah. So I wonder how much of a factor that actually plays into it.
That's a good point, man. I mean, I feel like nowadays, the social media or the social relations person, like the PR person, they probably have like a little spiel or like a little seminar they do before the season starts, like to the young players specifically, try to limit your social media access, maybe have someone else handle it for posts and stuff. If you want to post a W on your Instagram account with a picture of you, your arms here, maybe have someone else do that, something like that.
They must. I mean, I know like from experience, like 85% of musical artists, they don't post their own
That's
stuff.
A social media manager.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They don't go on that shit.
But you and I both know that only a handful of players in the league can handle that,
well, they're a lot younger, I mean, for the most part,
Oh, I'm talking about the rich, I'm talking about the big time people that have the, like the Tuas of the world, maybe
stars.
Maybe Aaron Rodgers if he wanted to.
Aaron Donald.
Brady, maybe. Aaron Donald, he probably manages. Yeah, he probably has someone doing that, That's a good point. I think nowadays. Yeah, Myles Garrett. Oh, dude. So Myles Garrett was on Pat McAfee. He's like, he was in his toy room. He had a bunch of toy models and stuff. And Pat was pointing out, I was like, what are these models? He's like, oh yeah, let me show you the back here. He had a whole model of the Jurassic Park Tyrannosaurus Rex, like in the middle of the the Jurassic Park Museum in his room. Like, holy shit. Myles Garrett's a super nerd, man. It's awesome.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
That's awesome. Man. It's a whole layout of the T-Rex on the back wall, like 3D and everything. Crazy.
Jesus. Oh, that's what happens when you have millions and millions and millions of dollars to blow.
And he's just like swimming on the defensive line, waiting for the ball to snap just to beat the center and sack the quarterback. This guy's a fucking dog.
It's unreal. It's unreal. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna wrap this thing up. I will post the Shark Chomp bet this weekend before.
I can't do my sound effects and everything. Put the ESPN primetime music in. Oh,
you can talk about how. Here, ready? Cue the music now. This last weekend, guys, I had a bet, and the Shark Chomp did not hit, unfortunately. But I had a bet that did win $200, and I will make sure that that is the bet that happens this week. And
there we go.
The music, fade the music, yeah. And yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for rejoining us here. Let's do a segment right here before we wrap this thing up. And since there's only one person that decided to show up to the taping today, not Aaron the Hammer.
There really ain't no telling,
He's too busy celebrating that
Raider
McDaniel's
win with
fire.
the cigars.
No.
Yep. And the McDaniel's fire. Yep. You know what? Mark Davis, I'm going to do the other facts entirely. Mark Davis is 1-0 since he got rid of the bowl cut haircut. So.
Okay. All right. And for this segment, guys, give it up for the one and only Joe Special Teams Spolarich with the facts entirely.
Thank you for that, Shark. People.
People.
Let me get really close and intimate to you about this. I work hard every single week to find you the stats and the facts for the most random shit in the National No Fun League.
Okay.
So with all the backup quarterbacks playing, I was like, all right, special teams. How good do backups do against pros and starters? So I did some digging here. I broke it down. I actually found the website that broke it down for me with the most recent information, as recent as 2022, so last season. Okay. So basically, the last decade, the backup quarterback has won 38% of the time against the starter.
Okay.
The last 5 years, 35% against the starter.
Okay.
Last 3 years, 31% against the starter. So it's going down. And I think
it's in the solid 30s. No.
It's in the solid 30s, though. No questions asked. And then, Shark, you're going to enjoy this one. How many times the last decade have quarterbacks won against the spread? 48%. The last 5 years, 51%.
What the fuck?
Last 3 years, 49%. So it looks like, against the spread, these backups are actually winning.
I call that Vegas. Vegas is in the ears of the coaches, the team. Hey, we can endorse you. We can give you money.
Why do you think they're trying to? Why do you think one of the casinos was trying to hire Adam Schefter when his contract was expiring a couple of years ago at ESPN? I think it was MGM Grand. They wanted to hire him as the insider.
What a ripoff! Just want to keep stealing from us.
Crazy, right? So, Shark and maybe our fans alike, keep that in mind. Against the spread, backup quarterbacks are winning roughly 50% of the time. So if you're feeling confident about it and the spread is that tight, maybe bet outside the spread.
Yeah, I like it. Good job.
There's your Shark. There's your facts entirely right now. Like I said, this is with available data from the last from 2012 to 2022. So I just wanted to.
That's some good work there. That's some good work there, special teams. You can read after all. It's great. I love it.
I can read.
I'm proud of you.
I was just reading pictures with the words on it, and I was just reading the words off the picture. No,
it's like it looks like a 4. It's like a 2. That's a 48%.
Something to keep in mind, though. I mean, a little gambling insight I'm giving you guys.
Hey, you know what? Maybe I'll look at that. Maybe I'll look at that this weekend and then bet with that stat.
Maybe with Josh Dobbs in 2 weeks. I don't know, man.
I guess you know.
The Zach Wilson, I mean,
Zach Wilson doesn't really count, but I mean, I guess he does he?
Technically, he will. He will for these statistics, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I ain't betting on him. No, fuck that kid. All right. If you've watched this far, guys, thank you for paying attention to Opinions Mostly. This installment was brought to you by Toxic Masculinity and fuck Aaron, the Hammer Quillen. To support his fake injuries of being ill, you can donate to FanDuel using my promo code in the link below. Follow us, like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. Ask some questions. Let's get to talking. We're here to answer all your pressing questions. Whether
we're here to debate
smart,
anything,
dumb, stupid.
We're here to debate all your questions and tell you why you are wrong and we are right.
I mean, obviously, that's the only thing we do, and I'm usually right most of the time. So, if I'm on that side of if I'm on your side, you're gonna win. That's what I'm trying to say here. All right, guys. Until next time. Arigato.